Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
How are you guys all doing tonight? This is the Club of the Man 1993. I'm recording this at like 1:30 in the morning on a work night, being a bad boy and staying up too late, but I'm trying to get some more content pumped out before the end of the weekend. But I'm here to do some baseball news and catch up on some pieces of news that have happened the past month and a half of the MLB offseason. First, I'm going to talk about two retirements that were announced during this off season, and I will get into them right away. Two longtime solid players. I think one was pretty fulfilled. The other one, I feel like injuries and other things kind of hampered him a little bit. I think he could have been definitely more to the league than what we got. So the first one is longtime San Francisco Giants shortstop Brandon Crawford, who finished the last year of his career this past season with the St. Louis Cardinals. He announced his retirement back on November 27, 2024 in an Instagram post. He was drafted by the Giants in 2008. In 2010, the Giants won the World Series, their first title since the club moved to San Francisco, but Crawford was still a minor leaguer. He was able to make it to the majors in 2011, and then eventually he would make an impact into the playoffs when the Giants won their second and third World Series. I still remember it was 2014, I believe it was, in the wild card game where they faced the Pirates, and things were going good, but then Crawford hit that grand slam that kind of threw the knockout punch at the Pirates that season, unfortunately. But he took over firm position of the Giants shortstop position in 2012. Throughout the year, he was fairly steady as well. And then, but eventually, of course, time kind of ran out for him. And then he then signed a 1-year deal with the contract with the Cardinals last winter. But he was limited to just 29 games to the backup veteran shortstop role. He finished his career with a little more than 1,400 hits, a .249 batting average, hitting 147 home runs, drove in 748 runs. So again, some, iffy numbers, but still productive for a shortstop. He was a 3-time All-Star and appeared on the MVP ballot twice and won two World Series with his hometown club, the Giants. And of course, definitely which of the best in his retirement. Again, he wasn't like a league leader or anything, but he was definitely a big contributor for the Giants in his entire run, especially when they were in the postseason for sure. I do kind of wish he was someone who would have just spent his entire career with the Giants. He felt like he just fit there, but he went with the Cardinals. Didn't work out there, but it is what it is. So congratulations to Brandon Crawford for a successful career and well wishes in your retirement. And the other one, after 11 big league seasons, former Rookie of the Year Will Myers decided to call it a career after 11 seasons in the big leagues. He had not played in the majors since June of 2023 after he was released by the Reds, and he was dealing with some shoulder problems. He just turned 34 recently, so kind of young, but he will hang it up though after playing 1,100 career games with the Rays, Padres, and the Reds from 2013 to 2023, in which he hit .252 with 156 home runs. He spent most of his time in the field as a first baseman and a right fielder, but also a big chunk of time in the other outfield positions as well, and some time at third base in 2018 when the Padres had several people who can fill in those spots as well, and they're trying to get his bat in the lineup. He was originally a draft pick by the Royals in 2009, but he was part of a trade between the Rays and the Royals as well, to send a bunch of prospects that some would become future stars eventually. Of course, he then would win the Rookie of the Year with his first season with the Rays, and I thought, the sky was the limit for him. He had a lot of potential, but after that, injuries and other things kind of caught up to him. He still had some productive years. He did have an all-star appearance in 2016 when he had 30 home runs. He had 30 home runs the following year, though, in 2017, and was one of the best hitters in baseball during the pandemic-shortened season in 2020. But then, of course, after the 2022 season rolled along, Myers became more of a part-time player, again, hampered by injuries. He then, of course, landed in his last contract with the Reds, hoping to bounce back, but he had only 189 and 141 play appearances before he got released, unfortunately, and never played again. Like I said, Brandon Crawford, not a Hall of Famer, but still a solid shortstop and a solid name in that Giants lineup for many years. Will Myers, though, again, I just thought he had a ton of potential when he came up. And like I said, when he was healthy, he produced some. But he definitely wasn't as productive as the scouts had him at. So it's unfortunate, but, still some good numbers for a 10-year career. It's a shame his career is ending, though, at 34 years old, as he definitely could have had more time. But it is what it is. But I do wish both Brandon Crawford and Will Myers the best in their retirements. And that's my thoughts, guys, on these two retirements from Major League Baseball. We'll have another video about the Veterans Committee vote on some players into the Hall of Fame. And also, we'll also have some transactions to talk about from the winter meetings and such. Some big names for sure, and some big deals. Looking at you, New York Mets. But what are you guys' thoughts on all of this? Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comments section below. Be sure also, as always, to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at the Club of the Man 93. You may also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your night, and do not forget, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself. And that is not just an opinion, my friends. That is a fact of life. Yeah!